Ring zamanına hoş geldiniz. Bu seride dövüş öncesi çok konuşup, söylediklerini yapamayan dövüşçüleri göreceğiz. Ben Askren vs. Jorge Masvidal maçıyla başlıyoruz.
Masvidal wants to act all hard, and you know, in a certain sense, he is, right? He legit was a backyard brawler. You saw him in that video, but you know, he knows, and I know who's going to win that fight, and he knows he can't come up and sucker punch me if we're in the octagon with the referee. He knows he has to deal with me for 15 minutes. And that's why, you know, he's totally contradicting himself, right? He's saying, I heard him say in that interview, I caught the last bit of it, that he wanted a money fight. Listen, I'm the biggest money fight you can get right now. He said that I was just there for social media and he wants to move towards the title. I'm ranked 5 spots ahead of you, Jorge. You know, so I just don't, I don't understand where he's trying to go. He's trying to make every excuse why he doesn't have to fight me. You never heard him once say, put me against Askren, he's an easy fight, I'll kick his ass. He didn't say that.
I think he's gonna puff his chest out, yell and scream and act like a madman and probably threaten me of some sort. And you know what I don't understand about the whole thing is, aside to fight you in a cage, like there's a couple rules, but there's not a whole lot of rules. And so how you're yelling and threats, I think it's gonna make it worse for me. I can't comprehend that.
They need to keep the idiot away from me. I mean, I'm paid to fight in the octagon, and we can do it for 15 minutes. And I don't want any chances that he's gonna do something stupid before the fight and ruin it.
That is a concern of yours that he would actually do that.
Yeah, he's that dumb. He's that dumb where, I mean, it's gonna ruin his paycheck too, right? Not just mine. But yes, I would be concerned that he would ruin both my paycheck and his paycheck by doing something stupid that he thinks it makes him look, I don't know, tougher or more bold or more masculine. I don't really know like what's inside his head that makes him think that type of behavior is cool or acceptable, but it is. So, I mean, what do I think the real reason is? I think the real reason is he knows I'm a freaking terrible matchup for him, and he doesn't want any part of that. And because I called out his masculinity and because I stayed on him, he really had no other option but to say, okay, fine, I'll fight you, because that's his persona, right? He's built this persona that he's this tough guy, and when I started questioning his masculinity, those types of things, there was nothing he could do but say yes. His plan is jab, stay away, and try to land a big uppercut or knee. I'm sure that's his game plan. That's everyone's game plan, right? And you know, I think the thing that has to make most of the division even more nervous, again, is against Robbie, is what you saw, is I could take the big shot. It's not really a big deal.
It's not looking good. Askren is just holding it together.
Coming forward, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to take you down, and then I'm going to do what I want to you. And so, you know, if that's George's game plan, which I'm sure it is, and now it's got to move like an even less viable game plan than it did previously. And on top of that, you know, Robbie's a power puncher. Robbie hits really hard. George is more of a volume striker. And has he had a few knockouts in his career? Sure, he has, right? But when you look at his career, he's more of a volume striker. He's got a lot of decisions on his record. And so, you know, if you're thinking he's going to put me down with one shot, I think that's probably unlikely. We talked earlier about how he has this insane amount of dislike. Like, he said something ridiculous last week about he wants to end my bloodline, which I thought was hilarious because I already have 3 kids. So unless you're planning a murder on the rest of my family, that's pretty sick and disturbing, you're not going to end my bloodline, George, because I have 3 children. But when you say stuff that's like as crazy as that is, it's so obvious that I'm under your skin. I make you upset, and then you can't even verbalize why I make you upset. And so you know if we come in contact again, that is only going to get worse, right? It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And generally speaking, we'll say a very high majority of the time, people who are that angry fight very poorly.
He's an idiot, and I will happily stay away from him. I'm getting paid to fight him on July 6th. He can punch me all he wants in that 15 minutes. And if he has so little control over his own emotional state, then I'll give him his space.
How do you beat him?
Any way I want.
How do you think?
I dominate him the whole time.
Finish him?
Possibly. Can't guarantee that.
Peki maçta ne mi oldu?
Fight clock is moved by Masvidal.
Ve böylelikle Masvidal rekor kırdı ve Ben Askren 5 saniyede knockout oldu.
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
They were super necessary.
why were they necessary?
What do you mean, why were they not necessary?
Because he was already knocked out at that point.
But the referee hadn't pulled me off. And my job is to hit somebody till the referee pulls me off. So to those people, I would say maybe don't watch him and maybe go back to soccer. Man, there's not too many people that I've disliked. I have over 50 pro fights, and he's one of them. You know, he talked about my manhood, talked about my culture, my ethnicity. Where do we draw? Why do certain people get to do stuff? You online, so you can do anything. Everything is cool before a fight. You're allowed to do and say whatever you want, like other fighters are not doing. Talking about people's religions, wife, even kids. That's cool. But after a fight, I'm not allowed to showboat and rub it in your face, so you and guys like you could see it and be like, maybe I don't talk so much shit, because when I cross one of these real motherfuckers, they're gonna make me pay for it, man. They're gonna embarrass the shit out of me. And it's not over for Ben either. He still has to deal with me. If I see him at Whole Foods, I'm gonna still slap that dude up because I don't like him.
Diğer videolarda görüşmek üzere.